All right, away we go. Just, just a thought, a note to self. Back to the tax issue. She claims no tax on dips. Then she's talking about raising capital gains tax, raising the corporate tax, raising this and raising that, and everything else. But yet she's going to be for the middle class. Something is not making sense here. Usually, when it doesn't make sense, they are lying. Simple as that. Hey, Bobby, what's going on?
Yeah. So,
All right. I missed you on the way here. Nobody was on. I had one person watching, I think,
okay.
but it wasn't on YouTube. They're just watching. Who knows? All right. The guy has two signs in his front yard. Trump. Nice. Of course, he might have two different vote himself and some other voter. Maybe him and his wife are both voting. Right? That could be. Each one gets a sign. That could make sense. I just don't understand why you'd vote for higher taxes. I don't get that. Can anybody explain that one? I mean, opportunity economy. What is that? Can you explain that one? What is the opportunity economy? I haven't figured that out yet. And she hasn't really given me any answers on that. I'm still trying to figure it out. So, I'm not trying to pick on anybody. I'm just being honest. I mean, she says it, opportunity economy. That's one of the main things she talks about. And they're like, what does it mean? There's no answer.
In other words, if you can't back that out, what are you doing here?
What now?
In other words, if you can't back that up, what are you doing here?
Yeah. I mean, we know, whether you like him or not, Bobby, you got to admit, under Trump's first term, let's be honest now, under Trump's first term, were you better off under Trump's first term? I mean, it might not have made much difference to you because you don't have to drive, you don't have to pay for gas. But you go to the grocery store and you shop, right? So you do see things that cost more money that shouldn't be costing more money. Am I right?
No,
I mean, just your normal stuff you buy, like we were talking about when you go and get a burger or you go and get a sandwich at, you know, go and get a sandwich at Subway, whatever. You see the price increase, right? And this makes no sense. I mean, your pay hasn't gone up any, did it? I mean, except for the normal annual raise, which isn't really a raise, it's just increase of living, what they call
Mm-hmm.
COLA, COLA, cost of living adjustment. And then, yeah, so now I can go 45. And then, so in that case, right there that, hey, something ain't right. I'm spending more money for the same sandwich, actually, maybe even a smaller sandwich. Less product on the sandwich. Like you get a steak and cheese at Subway, you're gonna have less meat on there compared to when you got it before, and it costs less. So just saying, think about that. Just that alone should give you a clue that something isn't right. So,
That's a possibility.
and if you have anything that you gotta pay for medical, then you know that to be true too. And I know that you pay for electricity, or if you don't, then you know that someone pays for it, and it costs more than what it used to. So, like I said earlier, on my morning show, the I pay $170 for my electricity. I'm only one person, Bobby. Why does it cost $170?
Hmm. No
Explain
telling.
that one.
And they
Yeah,
always
explain.
say every time. Now hold on. Now every time that a storm hits, it's going to spike up the prices, the rates.
Well, I haven't had any storm recently, so
Well, I'm talking about here in Louisiana.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's right either. They shouldn't do that. But in my situation, I live on the power grid of a local town where I'm at. Why does my power cost go up? I don't use any more power that I know of. So why is it going up? That's just my question. Under Trump, it was probably about 140 to 160. Well, maybe not 160, 140, I think is what it was under Trump. I'd have to go back and look. But it was not 170, I can tell you that right now. Same thing with the gas, the natural gas thing for the house. Same thing. That's 140. So look at how much that costs just in those two things right there. That's a lot of money, Bobby. 170 plus 140. Figure it out. That's just in those two things. Oh, the cows are over here making those veggie burgers. Good job. Thanks, guys. Yeah, just in those two things. How much is that? That's a lot of money, Bobby.
That's something.
And my pay didn't go up any, but the cost for the electricity and the cost for natural gas went up. Even the cost for the water that was supposed to be set at a certain level still went up. It's ahead of Mr. Rock.
Hey, Mr. Rock. Sorry, Mr. Rock.
He ain't got no monthly bills to worry about. He's done. Yeah, so I just don't get it. And then they try to tell you, oh, they don't have any control on the gas prices, but yet coming up to election time, how is the gas price for the car? Going down, right? Wonder how that is. Wonder why it's going down at election time. That's kind of odd. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed it getting lower?
I would never.
Okay, well, I've noticed it getting lower. It went close to $4 a gallon. Now it's down to around $3 a gallon. Sometimes a little bit lower, depending where you are. But that's kind of odd that it all of a sudden would get lower right before the election. Come on, people. If you have that ability to change the gas price, and the gas station owners and the companies that run the gas stations, they still make a lot of money. It don't matter what the price is on the gas. They're still going to make a lot of money. All right. So who's controlling the gas costs? That's my question. I mean,
Uh-huh.
why couldn't you have it low the whole time? I mean, come on. So we got a lot of traffic on the road on the way home. On the way there, I didn't have hardly anybody. What is that noise I hear?
Oh, you probably heard my Blackie story.
Oh, all right. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Well, we might be closer than ever to make first contact with the aliens out there.
Yeah, I mean that to be true.
Voyager 1 probe has gotten a strange message that is a type of message that it wasn't designed to receive. Somehow it got it from farther out than where it is. So no telling what that is all about. But we might not want to know. We might have a surprise on our hands with that one.
Mhm.
Universe is a pretty big place, Bobby, and they got some crazy aliens out there. Think we're crazy. They're worse than we are.
You know, someone tried to assassinate Trump and failed.
What now?
Somebody tried to assassinate Trump again and failed.
Yeah, I know that.
Like, why
I,
did you
I,
know it is, goddamn it? You guys are the worst snipers ever. I mean, I could be playing sniper games and I could be shooting enemies in the nuts.
well, they don't know what they're doing, Bobby. And the other thing is, you gotta also remember, God protects the right ones that need to be in power. Now, they have 2 attempts that failed, alright?
And
I
one
can
more
only
that got
imagine,
foiled. And one
I
more
can
that got
only,
foiled.
well, I can only imagine that God is protecting him. That's the only way that this has worked, okay? Whether you want to believe that or not, that's what I believe. So now, whether you like them or not, that makes no difference. God protects them. So my question is this: they have 2 failed attempts.
Well, there
Why
was
is
a
he
third
such a?
one that got run. There's a third one, but it got foiled by the FBI.
Where's the third one?
Well, the second attempt, the FBI had information, and they went to his place and arrested him prior to the attempt. So it was foiled.
Oh, okay,
So you have
okay.
2 failed attempts and a foiled attempt. Man, I
All
did
right.
2 houses on Saturday. I did 2 houses. Would have been a third one, but they rerouted it. It was going to be too hard.
Yeah. Well, at least you know when to take a break. But yeah, with these assassination attempts, though, Bobby. Okay,
Uh-oh.
what Trump can do or is going to do, then that tells me there's something to what he's talking about. Okay.
Okay.
So I mean, if they're coming after him to take him out, that is telling me that I think he's right and they're wrong. Okay. You shouldn't be trying to kill your opponent that you're running for office. You know what I mean? You
I
should
mean,
go
with
ahead
that
and run your race.
they had to delay his
Right.
inauguration because someone tried to put a bullet on him.
But he survived.
Mm-hmm.
Again, though, right there again, why? Because they're so afraid of what they can do. And what can they do? Make our lives better? Is that it? I
It
don't know. I
just
don't get it.
makes it worse. It just makes it worse.
Well, they don't. Trump doesn't make our life worse. The ones trying to kill him, make it worse.
Well, that's what I meant to say, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I just think that it's kind of odd that the Secret Service failed again. Okay.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be happening. I mean, seriously, that should not be happening.
No.
So,
What am I
and I think if it's the obligation of the sitting president to make sure that the security is for everybody, for anyone who's running for office, they should have security. Plain and simple.
Oh yeah.
And if that's a problem, then we don't need this person in charge. We don't need him in charge. We need him out. And I think if he goes, I think Harris needs to go as well. She can't even have the office of president. She doesn't deserve it. I mean, let's be honest, she doesn't.
Okay, but just not know in the first failed attempt, he wanted Biden as well.
Oh, okay. Okay. But the point of the matter is that this should not be happening. Period. I mean, you know, we're supposed to have free and fair elections, and that doesn't mean somebody's going to be taking assassination shots at people.
Yeah,
if I can say that.
Don't be laughing at it, would you?
Exactly.
We're trying to express our impressions, and you're making a mockery.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and I'm not trying to laugh at it. I'm trying to make it clear, that we don't need to be dealing with this problem right now. And we need to get the next president elected, whoever wins. I'd like to see Trump win personally. And that's just because I know what he did his first term. We were much better off in that term, in my opinion, as far as how much everything cost, what the cost of living was, what the cost of everything was. I thought that we were much better off. And there was no unanswered and open promises like what Kamala does. Oh, opportunity economy. Oh, I'll give you $25,000 tax credit. Do you realize you got to file your taxes first? Huh? Do you realize that? You have to file your taxes first before you can get that credit. Okay, so that means that it's an open-ended promise, which doesn't do any good. Right? It's like if you remember on the court cases, a lot of time on the court cases, Bobby, when they say, "Oh, well, I'll pay you when I get my tax return." What? You know what I mean? The tax return comes and goes, and the person that owes the debt never pays it. If you know what I mean. You've seen that in the court cases, I think, when you watch the court TV, and they say that. And so it's the same thing here. Oh, you'll get your tax credit when you file for taxes. They're illegal aliens. They don't have a job. How are they going to pay for their taxes? How are they going to file taxes? They're not legal.
Yeah.
That makes sense? Do you understand what I'm saying here? Okay. So, again, I'm not trying to get down on anybody. I'm just being honest what the deal is here. And when Trump says he's going to do something, he does it. Okay?
What's the difference? Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the, just for your own information and research, Bobby, don't look at it whether you like him or hate him, or you like Kamala and you hate Trump or whatever. Look at the debate on both sides and look at the debate from the moderator's side, and you tell me how that went. When you look at all the whole debate for 90 minutes, which I couldn't figure out how I even made it, but I made it 90 minutes watching this debate. And it was actually 3 against 1, Bobby, and that's the truth. Now, it turns out that Lindsay, the female moderator for ABC, was found to be cheating. She gave Kamala the questions, the actual questions, before the debate, so she can know exactly what they were. That's why when she was asked a question, she was trying to remember what question she was on. Am I on the first question? Am I on the third question? What question am I on? Right? And she kind of answered with a confused look, and because she couldn't remember the question or the order. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
Trump didn't have to go into the dogs and cats and the pets and things like that in Springfield. He didn't even have to do that.
Okay.
All he had to say was border, border, border.
Okay. Speaking of the debate, have you ever heard from Pope Francis that he also launched a debate and he told the Americans to choose someone that's of the lesser evil because both Harris and Trump are not pro-life, as they say.
Well, I do agree with that because I don't think either one is good. Although I do, in my opinion, I think Trump is the lesser evil. Okay. And again, we've lived under a Trump administration and we survived and we were better off overall. We were better off. Okay. Now, maybe not in our personal situation because we're on, government pay or whatever, we're on Social Security, whatever. So, yeah, well, that wouldn't change much at all. But the point of the matter is that in the cost of things at the grocery store, we were better off under Trump, plain and simple. Okay? And you cannot tell me that, oh, it's because of price gouging that's making the prices go up. No, not because of price gouging. It's because of they're manipulating the prices to make more money from the little guy. Okay? So what they do is they raise the price, blame it on the politicians, or they blame it on this, or they blame it on that. But at the end of the day, guess who gets to pay for it? We do. We get to pay for it. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. We get to pay for it. Okay?
Okay.
And then we, who don't have any price change in our wallet, we don't have any increase in pay, we still get to pay the higher price at the grocery store, at the gas pump, when we buy a car. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I just bought this car now. I did buy this car in 2021, so it was under the Biden Harris administration. And this one was like just over $40,000, Bobby.
All right.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now under Trump, it probably would have been about 35, maybe, for the same. And if it was still the same year and Trump was in charge, it would have probably been 35,000. I bet.
Yeah.
For the same model. So I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah, let's just say that if you would opt to be a gamer, how much would you pay for a gaming console? Just being honest.
How much would I pay for what?
For a gaming console, like an Xbox or a PlayStation.
I mean, if I was going to buy one and I was in that lifestyle, I would want to keep it around $300 if I could.
Well, that's that's reasonable. I was told that the PS5 Pro is going to be $700.
Oh wow!
The regular models are about $500.
Oh wow! What's the difference in the? What's the difference in the Pro?
Better graphics.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I don't know that I'd use it enough to spend that money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I haven't bought one. Just because I don't think I would. I'd use it for a few minutes and then it would sit there and just look like a nice paperweight. And so
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
remember you tried that racing game at Beals a few years ago.
Yeah,
I thought that was
and
cool.
I would do better with that if I had the right controller and the right everything. Once I got used to it, I'd do better.
Okay, then let me ask you this: would you prefer a PlayStation or an Xbox? Oh, I think we want.
I think the Xbox is Microsoft, correct?
Yes, that is it.
So I think that would work well with the computer compared. I mean, I'm not saying that Sony PlayStation wouldn't, but I think that overall the Microsoft Xbox, the X360 or whatever they call it,
Well, it's called the
that would
Xbox Series X or Series X.
okay.
The X is a full feature model, while the S is a slimmer model.
Okay. Yeah, so you can get because it is Microsoft, you can connect it right to your computer and play games on your computer, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm. And what's
So
also
that's what,
good about Xbox controllers is it's got that universal support. So you actually don't have to have the console. You can connect the controller like Bluetooth or USB on your computer, and you
oh,
still
there you go. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, that's why I'm seeing that the multiple functionality of it, I think is better, gives you a wider range to deal with the gaming,
Yeah, because it's
so
got
that's
that
what I think.
universal support. PlayStation's also got it, but you got to get a mock driver. You got to get like a
Oh,
mock driver.
yeah. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and call this one done.
Yeah, bring on the rejects. Not the pros reminding you that you should continue listening and watching the Earth Radio on your favorite device on Mixer, Podbean, YouTube, X, Facebook, Trovo, Odyssey, Rumble, and Instagram. With your
All
glorious
right.
gift of $40 by going to earthradio.com and hit that big PayPal button, you receive this nice glorious hat while supplies last. Because if you do not, I'll come either in my Bumblebee or even in my TIE Fighter, beam you up, and you better pray to your God because you don't know what's going to happen to you in your wallet. Thank you. And yes, I will be froggy today.
All right. Well, you'll be all right. Yeah, you were busy yesterday, so that makes sense. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and we might do chatters today. That's what we might do. What do you think? You want chatters?
Up to you.
Yeah, that sounds good, huh? All right.
If you
All
do,
right,
we're
then
on
we.
214. We're on 214.
All right. Thank you. Yep. All right, then we're out of here for now. Thank you, Bobby, for joining on the way home. Thank you for the casual conversation with the politics. I know that's not really anything we enjoy talking about, but sometimes we need to. So, just pray and ask God to guide your vote. If you want to make sure you vote for the right person, just think about what the overall transparency is on each candidate. And I mean, we already lived through one of Trump's uh, terms, and I thought we did pretty good, to be honest. And then, but when you look at this term of Biden Harris, how did we really do? What did Harris do for 3.5 years? And she had full control to do a lot of things. What did she do? I don't think she did very much of anything, to be honest. Okay? So, I mean, just look at the history of it and find out and make that decision on that. All right? All right. Well, we're out of here for now. Thank you for joining us. Bye. Have a great day.
Thank you for watching. Uncle, I'm